Hello, hello, hello. This is Cobb Carter. Welcome to Mike Cobb's Offshore Investment Report. Let's do this thing. A great topic today. We're going to talk about financing. I know a lot of you asked me about that. What about financing for buying an offshore property? The expert is right here with us today, the Offshore Oracle, Mike Cobb. Mike, how you doing?
Hey, I am doing great, Carter. It looks like I have a fish about to eat my head here on the.
Yeah, it makes me feel like you're Jonah about to be swallowed here, man. We're going to have to keep an eye on you.
Yeah, right. I'm down here at. I'm actually down here at Grand Pacifica. It's been a great few days so far. If it's okay, can I spin the camera around? I just want everyone to see the view from my bed. I'm actually sitting on my bed right now, but you're gonna get to see my room with my suitcase open, and I apologize. But anyway, here's the view from my bed, guys.
Like, wow, look at that.
Right?
Stunning.
Yeah. Look, last night I was in here doing emails. The sun was setting. I had a beautiful sunset over the water. I just sat here till it was kind of almost ready to go down, and then went back outside and went by the pool and had a drink and watched the actual sunset. But I mean, this Carter, $169,000.
Are you serious?
Right here, baby. Pacific Ocean, one of the top 10 surf breaks in all of Central America. I just showed it to you, called the Meat Grinders.
169 is fantastic. Now,
169,
let me ask you, I just did for Coffee with Cobb Carter today at noon. Folks, make sure to watch it. Coffee with Cobb Carter, offshore.club, every Monday at noon. I just did a whole piece on, I wrote it as San Diego Viejo in Grand Pacifica.
And that's where I am. I'm in the Los Perlas Ocean Front Village at San Diego Viejo. Very good.
Fantastic. Oh, yeah. I did a piece. I pitched it hard. I told people I had pictures, everything. I said, you got to buy it. Now I think the one I pitched specifically was 173.
Oh, okay. All right.
Okay. Yeah. It was a 3.5 bedrooms, 2.5 baths, gorgeous.
Oh, it was a home though, right?
It was a home.
It was a home. Yeah, right. And even the homes here are 100 yards from the ocean or 200 yards from the ocean. Literally, walk to the ocean in 2 or 3 minutes, or jump in your golf cart and right. I mean, so homes are just off. We put the condominiums are right on the water, of course.
Right.
But homes just off the water, 100 yards, 200 yards off the water. Yeah, $175,000 exactly.
It was fantastic.
Exactly.
It was fantastic,
yeah.
And it went on today, so people are going to see it all week long. And I told them it will cost you 10 times as much for anything even comparable in the U.S. Anything even which you won't find, but if you did, it would. And I pointed out it's all the amenities because it is a Mike Cobb community, which is fantastic. One of the questions I get, and let me back up a minute. I think the first time you and I ever met, which was like 25 years ago, it was so long ago, I was your age when we met. But when we first talked 25 years ago, it was in Panama. And one of the things I admired about you is you were explaining to me that when you first got down to Central America and decided to start these incredible developments all over Central America, residential resort developments, that a problem you found people had was financing.
Correct.
I don't expect you to remember that conversation, but I'm accurate about that was a problem you found, right?
Yeah. And it was actually our very first business. We set up a mortgage company for North Americans because, look, I mean, this is a beautiful condominium for $170,000. But if you go to your bank in York, Pennsylvania, they're definitely not loaning you money to buy this condo, Carter. And the banks down here in Nicaragua, they're like, we're not lending the foreigner money, right? So all of a sudden, how do you get financing? I mean, you can look, if you can write a check for 170 grand, come down and buy one, right? But the reality is that many people can't. Most people can't. But there are many, many people who want to own this property. And properties like this, of course. And so, we started a mortgage company to provide financing to North Americans who wanted to buy property it started in Belize, and then we were in Panama, where I met you. And then we started financing in Costa Rica and Nicaragua. We've done some financing in the Caribbean as well. We did a couple homes or condos actually in the Dominican Republic. So we financed kind of all over the region now. And, because again, there still really aren't any banks that will do this kind of financing for North Americans. Yeah,
it's just fantastic. And because let's say there's somebody retired, okay? Let's say my friends down the street, Steve and Marie, decide to retire. They sold their home, right?
Yep.
And they got 200. Well,
yep.
they, let's say they've lived there forever, so they probably own it. They got the full 200. Let's just say that. Well, yeah, but they're not going to want to say, okay, I'll write a check for 173 or 175 or 169, whatever the case is.
Yeah.
But because they still want to keep a nest egg, right?
Yes.
So what you have done has made it so I think that it's 80-20, right?
We can do up to 80%. That's correct. So people can put 20% down, and between the mortgage company, which is actually now a bank, and in our case, we're the developer here at Grand Pacific, and we'll take back a second position. So the bank will loan 50%, and we will take up to another 30% as a second mortgage. So a client can put 20% down, get 80% financing for this product or any of our ECI family products. If you go outside of ECI and there's a home somewhere down the beach or whatever, you can still get the financing from the bank up to 50%. Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, when we say ECI, first let me show something. So in case folks don't look this up now, watch us then look it up. But here is the website. Okay. Grand Pacifica. You go to grandpacifica.com, and I circled there the word advantages, and then you click on that, and the fourth item down is real estate financing. Yeah. Okay, folks, it's just that easy to look it up. Here's what you're going to see when you do that. And it goes into some of the details for you. So just, check that out. Not right now, because we're going to tell you a lot about it right now. But when we're done here, write that down. It's on the screen right there. I like to do this. Look, it looks like I'm right there.
You got it right there.
We got it.
Yeah.
But okay, if somebody 80% down, I want to make it simple for people. So let's do the math. Let's say the one you're in right now, you said was 169.
Yep.
So 80% of 169, 80% of 100 is 80. 80% of 60 is about.
How about this? How about this? 20% down is 17 twice, which is what? 34.
34. Good.
So you put 34, 35 down, and you finance the rest.
Yeah. And 34, which is fantastic. Fantastic.
Now,
our model couple.
Yeah, but in full disclosure, no, but this is, I am very transparent. I want to put everything out on the table.
Yeah.
Closing costs you cannot finance closing costs. So you're going to have some transfer taxes. I think they're 1.5% or something. I can't remember what. So there's some transfer taxes. You're going to pay a lawyer, right? I mean, so you're going to have another, let's just call it, say, 2.5%, 3% of transactional costs. And you're going to have a furniture package, which is, I don't know, 12, 15 grand or something that you also have to pay for up front. You can't finance that. So in addition to the 35, you're going to have maybe another 15 or 18. So just be aware you're probably into it for 50.
You're still right around $50,000 for a gorgeous home 100 yards from the beach.
Correct.
Gorgeous home. That's all you're paying down on it. And our model couple, Steve and Marie, sold for $200. So they have $150,000 left, which they can live very, very well on. Now, if you put down the 20%, which I think you said is like, let's say 34,000. Yeah. What are payments? What are interest rates payments? Is there Nicaragua interest rates a lot different from U.S. interest rates? Or
so because the bank, Key International Bank, is a bank in Belize and not licensed in the U.S., and this is being shown to U.S. customers, I am not going to mention interest rates at all. But anybody can look that up. I mean, go to keyinternationalbank.com or keybank. I guess it's keybank.bz. I can't remember. Anyway, whatever. Google it. You'll find it. Key International Bank in Belize. You can look at the loan programs. You can look at the interest rates. But I am not permitted to discuss.
All right. Because you are a owner or on the board, the whole 9 yards.
Right. One of the founders. We started as a mortgage
Yeah.
company. We converted to a bank. So yeah, I'm on the board of directors and on the management committee. But because of U.S. banking laws, foreign banks are not allowed to advertise in the U.S. And so, we can educate. Yes, financing's available, but you, the consumer, need to jump out and go figure it out. So, look it up and figure it out. Right? It's easy.
All right. So, and that's give us the name of the bank again, so that our super producer
Key,
Gary
by
can
the
get
way,
it up.
Sure. Key is spelled C-A-Y-E. C-A-Y or K. People say K, but Key, C-A-Y-E, Key International Bank. And that's in Belize. If you Google that, the website will come up.
C-A-Y-E International Bank.
Yep.
In Belize. Just
in
that
Belize.
simple. Good.
Yeah, exactly.
Good. There we go.
Oh, there we go. There's the website. Oh, terrific. All right.
Good. All right. So
Gary, you're great, man. Thank you.
So that puts the people in a position. Hold on. I just got a message on my phone that my battery's running low. You would have thought I would have checked that before we started, wouldn't you?
Oops.
It shows how informal this is, folks. I'm going to plug it in right here. There we go. Now I got
this is what we do, Carter. We just make it real and we keep it real. So yeah.
I plugged it in. Now we can go for hours.
Yeah, but nobody wants to hear us for hours. So
I don't think so. People hear from me for an hour every Monday. Our producer Gary was just asking me to shorten it. He said it takes me all week to try and produce your program. So,
right.
So this one we keep it a reasonable length, about 20 minutes or so. So they can buy the home and get the financing through the Key International Bank, which is, and then I tell people that you have to understand then the advantages you have. Okay, some people might say, well, we're retired, we got rid of house payment because we kept the house for ever 30 years, let's say. But I explained to them the money you save on taxes in the U.S. is more than going to cover your house. That's just my opinion, your house payment.
I don't know what the taxes are there, but taxes in this part of the world are very, very low.
Yes.
In fact, I can tell you exactly what it is here at Grand Pacifica. It's 0.8%. So just figure 1% for an easy number. But property taxes are just under 1%, 0.8% annually. That's your property tax.
Oh, that's minuscule. I mean, here at we have a home in York, and we pay county and city property tax, both of which are astronomical.
Right.
Astronomical. And they go up because government keeps increasing welfare payments to everybody, except me. I don't get the welfare payments. I pay for them. So being there, the taxes, the saving in taxes, I'm going to say right now, for some folks, it's going to recoup what they would have had in house payments. It simply is.
Yeah, right. Well, and the other thing that people don't really understand is the absolute inexpensive cost of living once you're here.
Yes.
I mean, it is so inexpensive. I mean, well, I'll give you one example that I know and the costs here in Nicaragua are the same roughly as they are in El Salvador. But I was up in El Salvador last week, and we went out for this pupusas, are a Salvadoran specialty. I don't even know how to describe them, but they're like a quesadilla, but way better. I don't know what else to say. Anyway, but we literally 10 of us went and sat at this restaurant. We each had 3 pupusas. We all had, and we've been out hiking the property there that we're working on, and so we all had like 3 drinks. I mean, we were, and this is incredible. I tried to pay for it, but a guy beat me to it. But he paid with his phone with Bitcoin, which is really exciting in El Salvador,
that's
right?
El Salvador, sure.
Right? And he turned it around and showed it to me, and it was $49.50.
For how many people?
10 people. More. We had pupusas that we didn't eat. There were leftover pupusas, and each of us had like 2-3 bottles of water or sodas or whatever, right? So I mean, 2 to 3 drinks per person and 3 pupusas per person. The entire bill was $49.50 for a lunch that was. Yeah, and you could do the same thing here. I mean, I know I go out to steak dinners. In fact, I'm going out to dinner Wednesday night with a friend of mine here, and the place we go, we eat really what would be like, it's kind of a Ruth's Chris kind of level place. It's that kind of cuts of meat, and it is just phenomenal. But instead of paying $60 for your ribeye, it's 16, right? And by the way, and by the way, there are steakhouses here where you can go get maybe not a USDA kind of prime cut of meat, but you can go get a nice steak for $4 at a restaurant with rice, with potato or French fries, and a salad for $5. No, it's insane. It's insane.
And let me compare it for folks. My wife and I, Rachel, went up to a place up in Hagerstown. You know Hagerstown.
Yeah, I do.
You have a home up in that neck of the woods.
Yep.
We went to one of these, sizzler steak type places.
Yeah.
For two of us, and these were not the greatest steaks in the world.
Sizzler.
Yes, $70.
Right.
And that was, and I said, well, do I get the salad bar with it? Oh no, that's just for the steak and potato.
Yeah.
I told him, I said, I thought Jesse James rode a horse. I mean, come on, this is just horrible.
Right. And you just look at this cost of living once you own. See, a lot of times people think, oh my gosh, it's like a house is, the same price as a house in the States. I mean, look, concrete, but Carter, it's almost true. Labor's less, right? But concrete, steel, all the faucets, the copper wires, the windows, the doors, the drywall, like all of that stuff is world priced. There is no discount on cement or drywall or faucets or wire or lamps and fans and like TVs. All the stuff that you would put into a home right here physically costs the same amount of money in the United States as it does in China. There are taxes and all duties and stuff, but I mean, but stuff's whatever the price, the world price is. Now, labor's somewhere about 40% of the cost of a home, and labor is about maybe 1/4 of what it is. So yes, you could expect your home to cost, people don't get this, 10 to 15% less. People are like, wait a minute, it's Nicaragua, it's El Salvador, it's Honduras or whatever. Okay. Now, granted, if you built this in California, like you're not getting this, right? Because the difference is the land, right? The big difference is the land price, right? But the actual cost of the house itself is about 15% less in Latin America than it is in the US, because again, the cost of stuff to build, it's the same. But you hit on a point with the property taxes, and the same thing with going out to dinner or going to the supermarket or going to the market. The cost of living once you're in a country like El Salvador, Nicaragua, Costa Rica, Panama, right? When you're in a country like this and you are buying locally, and that's the key, right? Buy locally, because it's actually, it's organic. I mean, literally, the fish comes right out of the ocean. I did a little video snippet this morning. Somebody told me to, and I did. And I'll send it to you, Carter. It's like 50 seconds of me just going, oh my gosh, these eggs are incredible. They actually taste like eggs, because they're from a real chicken that's not been hormoned and, right? This is just eggs from up the road. There's no hormones. There's no pesticide. So when you buy fruits and vegetables, when you buy fish out of the ocean, when you go up and talk to the guy down the street for chicken or beef or pork, right? You're just getting all this great organic, non-GMO, all that kind of stuff. And the thing that's amazing is that it is so inexpensive. It's 1/3 what you would pay for the same grocery cart of full GMO processed pesticides. Right? So it's actually really cheap to eat well and to live well right? Yeah. Going out to eat's inexpensive. If you want to have a maid come take care of your house a 3 days a week, that's $50, $75. If you want a full-time maid, it's a couple $100. Most people don't want a full-time maid. You don't need a full-time maid, right? Yeah. But if you want somebody to come clean your house 3 days a week so you don't have any chores, right? That's $50, $75.
It's fantastic.
We're talking about quality of life a month. $50 to $75 a month. I'm sorry, let me be clear. Some people are thinking, oh, it's $50 each time she comes to clean. No, she's going to come clean 3 days a week for a month. That's 12 times she's going to come clean your house, and you might pay her between $50 and $75 for the month.
That's fantastic.
Right.
It's just,
right.
So, it really is, I'm glad you pointed out, and I want to reemphasize this. The home that Mike is in right now would cost you in the United States, location, 10 times as much. And it would not be built as well.
Right.
And
$2 million.
Mike, it would not be built as well.
This condo in California, looking at the Pacific Ocean, 100, not even 100 yards away, 50 yards away, 50 yards away. This would be a $2 million condo in California. Easy.
Easy.
Right.
Easy.
Easy.
All right.
Easy.
So we're running out of time. So let me make
Yep.
sure people understand the financing is available at the Key International.
Yep.
Was that
Key
it?
International Bank. Yep.
A bank in Belize. And we're talking about properties in Belize. You have Grand Bayman. These are my Cobb communities. ECI Development, Grand Bayman, Test Village, Freedom Village in Belize. In
Freedom
Honduras,
Village,
we have
Panama.
the Reef. What'd you say?
Freedom Village, Panama.
Freedom Village, Panama.
Yeah.
Nicaragua, Grand Pacifica, and Eva.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Costa Rica, Grand Caribbean.
Yep.
And Panama also, I can't even pronounce
Grand
it. Los
Islotes.
Azotes.
Islotes. Yep.
What?
Islotes.
Islotes.
Yeah.
All right.
But by the way, but Gary has just put up anything that you would want to look at for what we're doing as a company throughout the region, ecidevelopment.com. And the one thing I would ask folks to just try to remember to do is, info@ecidevelopment.com and request our consumer resource guide. Carter, I talk about this every time.
You do.
I just want to spend 10 seconds. This consumer resource guide is the best way to protect your investments overseas because you don't know what you don't know. The consumer resource guide gives you the resources you need to ask better questions. So simply info@ecidevelopment.com, subject line, consumer guide. We will give you the download. It's free.
Perfect.
It's free, and it's the best investment of free you'll ever make if you're looking at property overseas.
Best investment for free.
Yeah.
There you go, folks. The Offshore Investment Oracle has just told you the best investment you can make is free. That beats anything Buffett's ever told me. There we go. All right, Mike. This has been great. This has been great. This is exactly the kind of information that folks cannot get anywhere else, and we appreciate it.
Yeah.
We appreciate your visiting with us every week, and we envy where you are. Please don't show it again.
Come see it. Come see it. Come on down. Yeah.
All right, Mike. Thank you very much. We'll see you next week. Yeah. Oh, all right, folks. There you have it. The Offshore Oracle helps you know where to invest and now even how to invest with financing. So, as I always tell you, let's do this thing.